Christmas is Gilligan's Island?
Hello there, Richard. How are you?
Why you, as they
Well, if you
say,
haven't
you right
guessed yet,
bastard.
if you haven't guessed yet, this is Bronze and Modern Gods. I am in Cancun, but the show must go on. So Richard is going to handle it with me, some pre-recorded segments. We've got all sorts of things. We've got the hot book of the week. We've got all our regular features, 25-year rule, which will come live and direct from Cancun as well. And Richard, it's so funny who you run into when you're in Mexico. Hi, Evan. Hi. Hi, Rich.
Hi, the two of you. So jealous.
You know, he's even wearing a DC shirt. They don't like that down here. So, but hey, cheers. Let's go back to John in the studio. What do you say?
Thank you, John, from the beaches of Riviera Maya. I hope you're enjoying yourself. And now, Richard, do you hate me? Do you hate me?
I do. I hate you very much.
Good. That was the goal. It is time for our hot book of the week. Richard, what is it?
A hot book this week is G.I. Joe number 21, the legendary Snake Eyes silent issue.
Mm-hmm. The Snake Eyes movie is here, right? I think it opens this weekend or last weekend. I don't know. I'm not. Who does anybody go to the movies?
I have not gone. I have not set foot in a movie theater in almost 2 years at this point.
Let me stream it. Just let me stream it. This issue and the Snake Eyes origin issues, 25. There's a later one in the run. I think it's 148. They're always in demand, and no exception here, right, Richard? What's the GPA on this one?
The GPA on this book for an average for a 9.8 is 2750, down a couple hundred from the 12-month average.
Okay, so there's a little market correction, perhaps. That's interesting with a movie opening. I will say the newsstand version of this carries a heavy premium. I saw one on eBay a couple months ago, a month ago, sell for over $3,000. So newsstand 9.8s, man, those are some coin.
Yeah, this is a hardcover. This book has always been in demand, as you said. It's just amazing that the price that this book is commanding nowadays.
Yeah, it's right up there with issue 1, maybe sometimes surpassing it in some sales. Now, beware, there are second and third prints, and you can tell the difference because they're missing the Curtis circulation seal under the issue and month in that little box there. Those versions were sold in multi-packs. So keep an eye out. You know, you don't want to get taken by an unscrupulous eBay seller who's trying to pass them off as a first print. You know, that kind of leads to our main topic this week, Richard, doesn't it?
It sure does, John. Our main topic this week is why we won't sell on eBay.
We made a comment a couple weeks ago in our eBay episode about the facsimile editions selling, about, you know, this is why we don't sell on eBay anymore. It was kind of an offhanded comment. And some of you called us on it and said, well, wait, why don't you sell on eBay anymore? You know, stand behind your stuff, blah, blah, blah. Why won't you? And boy, let me tell you, it's a lot more than standing behind our grading, right, Richard?
Oh, it sure is. eBay has over time shifted the focus of their business to be almost exclusively to the benefit of the buyer. As a seller, slowly over time, they've eroded the rights and even privileges that you have. And it's become a place now where and don't get me wrong, you should listen to your customers and do your customers right. But at this point, eBay has gotten to a point where they won't even listen to a dealer's complaints or side of the argument. They will automatically side with the buyer. And that has created a very, very toxic environment as a seller.
Beyond that, let's not even go to that yet. Last time I was selling on eBay was probably 2 years ago. And that was when I finally just had my fill of it. I had some very high dollar books up there. I had a giant size X-Men #1, 9.4. I'm an idiot. I had some other books. I think an X-Men 3, a 6.0, stuff like that. And one buyer in particular bid on 3 of my auctions that were ending around the same time. And then he just didn't reply, didn't pay, non-responsive buyer. and I Google his username, and of course the CGC boards light up, block this guy, he's horrible. But it's not the first time. It happened to me all the time. It's so frustrating. And then the fees. They call it fee bait for a reason. The listing fees. The standard 7-day listing fee is typically free, but then there's charges for upgrades like a 10-day listing. The final fee is 12.55% of your total, and they include the tax when they do that 12.55.
That is totally insane. Yeah, so you're paying a fee on the tax, which is crazy.
Why would I pay 13% of my price when I could just go on to Instagram and sell it and keep it all?
Oh, absolutely. There are so many options now that you can use. Either Instagram, you can go through Elite Comics 11 as a consignment. You can do a live sales as John and I happen to do. There are other Instagram people like the Golden Age Guru who do kind of seller friendly shows where they'll just invite people on to sell 2 or 3 books. So there's all kinds of options here on, just on Instagram. Then there's things like Shortbox where you can sell slabs through their app. New ones like Whatnot. This is a variety of different choices you can do that don't involve the fees that eBay charges.
And as a buyer, if you're doing these on Instagram, you can be protected by using PayPal and pay the 3% for goods and services. You'll be protected then. The big thing for me that really just took it over the top was the new managed payment system, where all of a sudden you can't use PayPal on eBay anymore because they sold it. They used to own it, and then they sold it. That's not my problem. That's your problem, eBay. They wanted now for us to provide our social security number and direct access to our bank accounts so they could deposit money when they felt like it, not instantly when the auction ended like it used to be. And they also, if you read the T's and C's, they can remove money from your account anytime they feel like it. And they can hold your money until the item's received by the customers. They can freeze your money at any time. I'm not giving eBay, who can't respond to a simple customer service query in a timely manner, access to my blankety blank bank account. Sorry.
No, that was the deal breaker for me too. I was still selling on eBay, before managed payments came around, but that was the nail in the coffin. As soon as they wanted to have my routing number for my bank account, that was the final straw. I was definitely not giving them direct access to any of my financial data.
Luckily, eBay's never had a data breach where usernames and passwords have been compromised, right? That's never happened on eBay except for 5 or 6 times. I can think in my head. Sure, have my bank account.
Exactly. And one of the other big fiascos, in my opinion, is their return policy. Now, I have nothing wrong with people wanting to return books. If there's an issue, if for some reason something I missed, or if there was some issue in shipping, let me know as a seller. I am more than happy to fix the problem. Either we'll come to some kind of agreement on a partial refund, or you send me the item back, and that's totally fine. That is the way business works. But eBay's return policy is, regardless of what the seller has for their requirements for returns, because you can set specifics as to what your policies are for returning items. The buyer has a 30-day window to return a book if it is not as represented, which is a very broad topic. For example, if I grade a book at a 7.5 and you get the book and you think, you know what, it really is a 7, I'm going to return this book because I don't feel the book is as represented. That could fly with eBay's return policy. So there's a situation now where a buyer can buy a book on day one, has 30 days to watch the market. The book may go up in value, the book may go down in value. And at the end of that 30 days, they can make a decision. If it's gone down, I'm going to request a refund on this book and get their money back. If it goes up, they keep the books, potentially sell it, do whatever they wish to. But that window to me is just excessive for a collectible.
I think it goes beyond that as well. I think you get held hostage by sellers sometimes. Hey, I got this. I don't think it's a 9.0. I think it's more of an 8.5. If you don't give me a partial refund, I'm going to leave you negative feedback. Yeah. All right. No, I'll tell you what, just return the book. Well, I don't want to return the book. Okay. I don't know what to tell you then. How many horror stories have we heard from Scam Central? I mean, eBay, where people sold high dollar books to a buyer, and then the buyer claims you switched books on them, or they opened the box and it was nothing but newspaper. Give me my money back. I just Google it. You see these horror stories, and no, I'm not having it. Don't care.
It's especially when you start dealing with books that have a value over $500. The problem is exacerbated when you start dealing with high dollar books, because you're trusting the person on the other end, and you have no relationship with them. Your relationship is through eBay, and you're trusting eBay is going to do you right as a seller. If I'm selling a $500 book or a $1,000 book, first of all, out of that $5,000 book, eBay is going to take 12.5% as a fee. You're going to want to insure that book, so you're going to have to pay for the insurance on that book with the process. It can be an expensive and concerning issue, because if that buyer decides to play shenanigans with you, like saying the book was switched and they show some other book, or the book was damaged in shipping and they want to have some kind of compensation, you're held hostage at that point, because they have possession of your expensive book, and now you've got to do whatever you can to appease them to get the situation rectified, and eBay is not going to be on your side.
I hate to say it, but it's just a cesspool. It really is. And I've got no time for it anymore. That the multiple non-paying bidders, I'm like, why waste my time when I can do it over here on Instagram? It's a strong community that looks out for each other. When someone doesn't pay or scam someone else, word gets out real quick, and you can block them and never have to deal with them. So it's real. I would say the protection is actually better on Instagram than it ever was on eBay.
Yeah, and I feel like we're dealing with such a better community when you're dealing on Instagram, because you build a relationship with those people over time. We've got people who tune into our live sales who've done it since the first one we've done, and we have inside jokes with those people and theme songs, and it becomes a community, a true community. And we are buying and selling books amongst each other, and I have total confidence in some of these people. And there are times where people buy stuff from me, they haven't paid for it yet, and I'm shipping stuff out. I'll ship their stuff out too, because I know they're going to pay. They just haven't gotten around to it yet.
All right, you asked. I hope you're not sorry you asked. Yeah, your mileage may vary, and that's absolutely a-okay, but that we just have come to the same conclusion. We're just not putting up with it anymore.
No, I mean, eBay has its advantages. It's got a huge list of customers, but with that huge list, you get some of the bad apples.
Exactly. And you don't have to deal with bad apples if you don't want to. That's the magic of America, right?
Amen. That's right.
America, let's leave America and join me down in the beautiful Riviera Maya on the Mexican Caribbean coast for the 25 years.
Well, we're back in lovely Cancun, Rich. How are things in Ohio?
Ohio-ish.
Great. Well, there's no better book to talk about here in beautiful, sunny Cancun by the ocean than the Elementals 1996 Swimsuit Spectacular. Oy, oy, oy. I bring you this book live from the beaches of the Riviera Maya simply because it's the Elementals. They're in swimsuits. It's on the beach. There you go. There's GPA sales are non-existent for this, but I did find a few on eBay for $10. So hopefully they're stain-free, completely clear of anything. Pages turn. There was also, if you're into this sort of thing, an Elementals Lingerie Spectacular. So complete your collection, Rich.
I already have it.
Well, cheers.
Yeah, elementals are one of my weaknesses from back in that era. This is a fun book. Definitely not something to take as seriously as some of the other books of the era. But yeah, this seems to be appropriate for where you are today.
You know, 2 more of these, I might be into it.
Yeah, let's have the Bronze and Modern Gods swimsuit spectacular. How about that?
Well, if you follow me on Instagram, you're going to get that anyway. All right. Let's head back to the studio with John in California. Bye, John, in Cancun.
Wow, look at the size of that drink.
Oh man, John, you are just living the life.
I'm a big drunken mess. What a book, too, huh? All right. It is time for our underrated books of the week. Richard, what do you have?
My pick this week is a book called Crossfire and Rainbow #4. This is this for me. This is an awesome book. This is another legendary Dave Stevens cover, and it has Elvis in it too. For those Elvis fans.
While Richard is all about the cover, I love the Crossfire series by Mark Evanier and Dan Spiegel. It kind of spun out of another book Evanier was doing for Eclipse called D&A Agents, kind of his riff on New Teen Titans and the X-Men. But Crossfire, the series, eventually ditched all those superhero trappings and became more of a cautionary Hollywood tale, noir, intrigue. Crossfire acted more like a detective for show business clients, and it was really cool to just hear all these behind the scenes stories of what really goes on the sets of your favorite TV shows and movies. Not always the happiest of endings, but that was independent comics of the 80s for you. And the seeds of that spinoff series were planted here in this miniseries, Crossfire and Rainbow. What's this sell for? Dave Stevens covers are in demand.
Yeah, this one, the last GPA sale was for a 9.8 was in January, and it was for $139.
All right. Not bad. I saw a bunch of Dave Stevens Eclipse era covers on the walls at TorpedoCon last weekend. So there's still demand for these Dave Stevens art.
Hey, I got to say, not only do we have this book from Dave Stevens also did a DNA Agents cover.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a tough one. He also did a Crossfire cover. So if you're looking to collect Dave Stevens, you gotta look at this particular title.
Right. All right. My pick is another Wacky John title. It is Weird War Tales number 93, the first appearance of the Creature Commandos. Led by human soldier Matt Shreve, this team consisted of course, a vampire, a werewolf, a Frankenstein's monster, and you need a Gorgon, a Medusa in the team for a little spice and variety. Why not? The Creature Commandos appeared irregularly in Weird War Tales. I say that because they weren't in every issue, but they were featured in Weird War Tales all the way to the final issue, 124, where they were launched into outer space. Because why? Why not? They've been featured in a few revivals since, and in the animated series The Brave and the Bold with Batman, along with some solo shorts for DC Nation, which I have not seen. I have to see some Creature Commandos cartoons. It's right up my alley. And the human character Shreve was even featured on the Arrow TV show on the CW. So someone out there likes those deep cuts. I love these books because the covers are just insane. You have the monsters, Nazis, big old swastikas. They're nuts. How can you not collect this? I don't understand what's wrong with you people. But some of you are collecting them because the last GPA sale for a 9.8 of issue 93 was in February of 2020, and it was for $704.
Wow. That is so in love.
I mean, this book is in demand. There must be more weirdos like me out there looking for these oddities.
John, there are no more weirdos like you out there.
Kind, aren't I? All right. Well, that is going to do it for us this week. We will see you later on when I am back from the Caribbean and, hopefully not roasted like a lobster.
Oh, that's going to be great. I hope you show up darker than I am.
Well, there's a goal. All right. We will see you next time.
Everybody stay safe.